Welcome to the San Antonio Housing Market Report for the month of August 2024. And today we're going to look at interest rates and what it looks like for buyer demand in the future, what it could look like for buyer demand in the future. And then, of course, apply that to the local San Antonio housing market. So right off the bat, let's look here at interest rates. Mortgage rates, they just dipped big time. As you can see here, we went from 7.52% interest rates all the way down to 6.4% interest rates. Now that's been all year long here, and but at the tail end is really where the big story is. We're looking here at this chart. We had a significant drop here in interest rates just over the last week, and that's really the biggest news on interest rates, is that huge drop. So this is going to be something that plays out over the next couple of weeks, and in the data, especially after August is over, we'll see what effect that has had, and you're going to see what the numbers look like here in the San Antonio area for July, and then you can compare this in August and see where we're at. But in this next slide here, you can see, really the same thing here, but this shows you what the demand is typically like based on what the interest rates are. So as you can see, we've been in a very weak demand state based on interest rates, and you could feel that here all summer long in San Antonio as far as home sales go, and what the demand looks like. But again, at the tail end here, we went from the limited demand territory to good demand territory based on historical norms when you're looking at interest rates. So and I can tell you, I've had several inquiries, started getting more sign calls, over the past week, really, more sign calls, more interest out there from buyers, more activity, and it was all of a sudden based on those interest rates. So we'll keep an eye on this. If we remain in a sub 6.5% interest rate environment, I would expect that the September housing market report activity for the month of August is going to look a lot different than what this market report looks like. So stay tuned for that. So looking back through the numbers in July, we were still basically in a seller's market here, as you can see. Not every neighborhood and every zip code is in a seller's market, of course, but the overall market is still a seller's market. We have 4.69 months worth of inventory. That is up 7.82% month over month. The previous month, it was about 11% month over month increase in inventory. So we have decelerated the number of in inventory for the month of July. List price to sold price ratio is 98.2%, and that is an improvement, 1.2% month over month improvement, seller advantage. So those homes that sold that were priced correctly, they came in with only about a 2% drop from list price to sales price typically. The number of days on the market came in at 30 days on market. That's actually down 6.25%. So they're selling a little bit faster in July than they were the previous month. The middle price, typical price, came in at $305,000. That's 3.39% month over month. So again, another seller advantage there. And the median estimated property values in San Antonio came in at an estimated $281,840. That is a 1.9% positive change in home values, but overall a negative 3.1% change over the last 12 months in home values. Now, again, we'll see how this all plays out towards the end of the year, because we had such a significant drop there in interest rates, and as you can see, we're already trending back up in the home values towards the end of the year here. We'll see what that looks like. It's going to be an interesting fall. New listings, newly listed homes for sale in San Antonio came in at a typical price of $310,983. That's down 1.3%. You could argue that some of these newly listed homes are going to get snatched off the market because they came in priced aggressively, and then add that together with the interest rate drop that we've seen here. The number of properties that came up for sale, newly listed homes for sale, 2,814 properties. That's 6.9% fewer properties month over month. We do see a pullback typically in newly listed properties, so this is not out of norm here at this time of year. Active listings. These listings are already on the market, and they have been building up, and these tend to be some of the larger homes, or just at least priced higher. Typical list price $315,000. It's really flat. It hasn't changed much. The number of properties that are in the active status up 6%, 7,666 properties. Number of days on the market, typically 55 days. Again, that's up 7.8%. And then new pending listings. These properties are now under contract. They're past the home inspection process and all that good stuff. So maybe they've got the appraisal done. They came in at $299,500 typically, and that's down 2.7%. We're down almost 20% in new pending listing activity. And then these are some of the older pending listings, homes under contract, ready to close. Came in at $309,950. And number of properties under contract there, ready to close, $1,939. That's 6.1% decrease in number of properties. And days on the market came in at 29 days on the market for these pending listings. That's down 9.4%. And then finally, sold homes in San Antonio came in at about a middle price of $305,000. That's a 3.4% increase in sales price. Number of properties sold in July came in at 1,562 properties. That's down 2.7%. And then to wrap up here, again, 4.69 months worth of supply. Last month's change came at 7.8%, and a 12-month change in inventory at a plus 40%. So overall, I think both sellers and buyers just had a big win with the interest rate changes. We'll see some of those active listings get taken off the market. I think a lot of buyers are going to enter the market based on what I was feeling off of my listings. I was getting more sign calls, all of a sudden, more interest, more inquiries online, which is great news. And I think that's going to translate into a busier fall. And if we stay in that sub 6.5 interest rate environment, who knows how crazy it could get this fall. But I think we still have a long way to go towards affordability overall. The market really wants that 5.9%, but there's still a lot of demand out there. So you never know how the market's going to react, and we could regress again, and then we could see another surge of activity, but who knows. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me here, 210-260-6617. Happy to answer any questions you have, and I'll see you on the next report.